Sorry, I look so tired today. It's been a weird time. I will get into that stuff later. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I have been avoiding talking about the Last of Us TV show, and I know some of the video game people, if there's any left, were like, "Well, damn, Achan, why you not talking about the Last of Us show?" All right, so I was gonna have like a lot more coherent things to say, cause it was an interesting ride. It was a ride that I wasn't sad to be on for the most part, but I wanted to do kind of an in-depth thing, and then I just lazed out. It's just like I said, it's been a lot lately, so we're just gonna free flow and talk about this. And I'm doing this on an old tablet that still works that I found, because like I said, my laptop, my beloved laptop, like the battery blew up in it, and like I don't have the money right now to get a new one. So neither here nor there. So I'm just doing this on this random tablet that I found somewhere in the midst of moving shit around. So all right, I did catch it from like the beginning. I missed about a month and a half because we were watching it when we were in Pennsylvania. My husband and I were watching it in Pennsylvania, and then we moved here, and I just got functioning internet last damn week after like a lot of hullabaloo with Xfinity or whatever the fuck. We finally got internet, so I finally finished it right before the season finale popped up. So overall, I would say everybody who aspires to do a video game to basically from make the jump from a video game medium to a live action medium, please use The Last of Us as your blueprint, because yes, you can take some artistic license and make it better and make it kind of translate, because a lot of shit they're not going to do, because especially with a game like The Last of Us, it's got a lot of video gamey shit in it. Like I was telling my husband, we were watching it, and he's actually not well, but he's played The Last of Us. But it's a lot of video gamey shit in it. Like the whole thing with Henry and Sam in Pittsburgh, which I will cover in a little bit. Um, there's like this section where they get separated, and Ellie goes off with Henry while you're escort missioning Sam, and that's some video gamey shit. And they didn't do that in the TV show. I was doing laundry for that episode, so I had to get up and get some laundry together. But my husband was like, "Oh yeah, they just walked through this area and there was no monsters. It was a shitload of monsters, and when it was Henry and them, Henry et al, Ellie and everybody, it was a assload of clickers and runners and shit. So it makes sense. That's some video gamey shit. I could see where you don't want to put like real video gamey shit in your TV show when some of the people who come on this adventure did not come here via, oh, I saw that game, I played that game and it was popping. You're not gonna have that. So it makes sense. But, and I'm especially looking in your direction, fucking Resident Evil, y'all need to get your shit together and stop doing artistic license shit that makes zero sense, or just straight up trying to pander to the fans. Yeah, you're gonna scoop the fans up anyway. We're gonna go see There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. We'll go see it, and for the most part, it's kind of like we'll watch it just to complain. But if something good comes out of it, then yay. But mostly it's to complain. This was a situation where I was like, well, we'll see. And as long as they don't get any fuckery with The Last of Us Part 2, we'll be fine. And for the most part, it was not any of that stuff from the sequel, which I will also get into that in a minute. But it is a really good series. And I didn't have any, there was actually two little things that, maybe three, and I'll go in order. Yeah, it was three things that I was kind of like artistic license. For the most part, their artistic license stuff was like, okay, I see where you changed this, but it doesn't necessarily make sense. Like in the first episode, that first part where they're like, where Joel and his daughter are running, and like I kind of like the fact that people are running from monsters and just running away from the chaos of the situation. They had planes and stuff falling out of the sky. I'm like on the show. I'm just like, okay, you didn't really need that because that part is really a lot as it is, and like you didn't have to up the like chaos by throwing like planes falling out of it. It's just like, oh god. I see what you did there. I appreciate it, but you didn't have to do all that. Then that was like minor beef. I didn't even really mind that they were showing like things that happened in the past. Minor beef. Like it starts in 1960, and the guy was talking about the cordyceps situation, like how like that may have a potential to like jump from insect to human. It takes a lot for something to jump from insect to humans. Usually it's from insect to like smaller animals, then it'll mutate and then go to like a larger animal and so on and so forth. But it takes a lot to jump from an insect to like a human. So, but I get where they were. I didn't have any beef with that. I was fine with it. It was fine. I was like, okay, whatever. But blah. Artistic license, fine. The part where they were in, I want to say, the Philippines or somewhere in that area, like the lady was doing the autopsy, and then the other lady, not really any major beef with that. Like other minor beef I had, do they give a date in The Last of Us? Cause like as far as I know, it's modern, but no, what I call no time. Like it's in the modern era, but there's no like it's not like March 15th, 2026 or whatever. It's just modern time, and then this horrible thing happens, and it's no longer modern. Like it's modern with apocalypse shit. So but they changed that in the show and made it like literally we're giving slapping dates on stuff, and I'm just like I kind of liked it when it was no time. So minor beef. Like I didn't also minor beef is I did not like that the spores weren't a part of it. There's something really, I don't know the right adjective to use, but there's something like really like not visceral, but like it kind of grabs you to see somebody put a gas mask on and all this gross shit floating past you. It's something real like it just kind of is just like, oh, that's fucked up shit. But they didn't do that, and it was like they were connected by like the cordyceps victims were connected by some magical like skittles or some shit. Like the spores were like really a pinnacle part of how people initially got infected in the game The Last of Us. I don't know why they took that out, and then like Joel having to put a gas mask on, but Ellie could just be tromping through like the spore gas. It's something just really like I guess I think visceral is not the right word, but there's just something like really like captivating in an awful way when you have a situation like that. So I don't know why they took that out, but minor beef, minor beef. So all the beef that I had was minor up until three things. Minor beef, but a little major is I kind of didn't like how they killed Tess, and I don't kind of like the fact that they kind of mommied her up. I like I really hate it when they mommy up tough women, because Tess was not, she was not here for it. Video game Tess would have beat the shit out of TV show Tess, because video game Tess, like, she was just a tough chick. I want to know what her life was like before all this fucking happened, and she became a smuggler with Joel and like all that good stuff. Like, she was primarily in it for the money, because even when Marlene asked them to go take Ellie, she's like, it's just cargo, Joel. Like, and then she went to go look at the prize that she and Joel were gonna get, and she was like, yeah, it's a lot, it's really good stuff. But this Tess was just kind of like, she was tough, but like She seemed like if you punched her, she had a glass jaw. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. Do not mommy up my tough ass women. I can't stand that shit. But they mommied her up, and I was just like, ow. Oh, guys. Then beef number 2. This is a little more major beef. I don't know how I feel about Bill. I liked Bill. I liked Bill being this fucked up loner, and I don't know how I feel that they made him tender and all in love. I mean, I know he and Frank were in a relationship in the game, and then because that's what I was explaining to my husband. I'm like, and that's more video game shit. When you got to go find the battery to make the car that the truck that Ellie and Joel take off to go west in, or initially, you have to go through this high school that's infected, and that's where you first see a bloater, and they tell you like, yeah, a bloater is 20 years of infection. And it's like, oh fuck, but they didn't do any of that. They gave Bill and Frank this like long relationship. Frank and Bill basically commit, the ultimate act because Frank is sick and dying, and Bill is just old and tired, and they just choose to go out together. So, which is, it was sweet, it was cute, it was some American Yowie, but I didn't ask for American Yowie. I wasn't here for American Yowie. But I'm not, at the same token, I'm not mad at it. I wasn't biting on the couch. I wasn't what I was telling my husband. I was like, I don't really like it, but I'm not really Last of Us 2 angry. So, I didn't get Last of Us 2 angry until they swapped out Pittsburgh for Kansas City. And I'm just like, okay, why? And then the whole Henry was a narc and was narking on people. And then that chick who's been in a bunch of stuff. Like, my parents watch a lot of old TV, and she was in Two Broke Men. Two Broke Men. Two and a Half Men. Two Broke Men. She was in Two and a Half Men, and she was like the real weird neighbor that was sleeping with Charlie Sheen's character occasionally. That was when I was biting on the couch, man, because I'm like, the fuck is this? Because I kept trying to explain to my husband, like, she was not part of it. Like, Henry and Sam were from this group of people who were just trying to pass through because they were trying to go to some radio tower to meet up with some other fools, but they get ambushed by these people that's just running around eating and killing people, probably in that order. So there, and I was just like, why the fuck change this? Or why do we have this whole, oh, you're all going to die because like y'all were narking on this to the Fedra people? I'm not here for this. What the fuck is this? And why did we swap it out for Kansas City for Pittsburgh? I mean, I get it because that's like a long way to go on foot, but they did it. But I don't know. That was where, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just had me biting on the couch bed. And then they throw the bloater into it and don't explain what a bloater is. He's just in there ripping off some dude's head. And like, and then that was where I was just like, okay. Now I'm actually Last of Us 2 biting on the side of the couch upset about this. Actually, maybe not biting on the side of the couch, but definitely punching on the side of the couch because I was like, I didn't come here for this. But for the most part, 3 little beefs, I mean, minus the Kansas City incident, 2 minor beefs, or 1 minor beef, 1 major beef, and 1 beef that I don't really know if it's beef. It could be like, I don't know, turducken or something. I don't think that's bad, considering we had a whole sprawling, like, we did the whole first game, and it was fine. They used lines from the game. My husband was like, how do you know these lines? And for whatever reason, I attached myself to lines. Shit, that's half the reason how I be writing fan fiction is because of certain lines in certain games. But, that's how I wrote, when I came back to fan fiction after, like, a zillion years. It was a line in Resident Evil 6. It was a line Jake says about Wesker. He's like, I thought dear old dad was a deadbeat who skipped out on this. That was how I got back into writing fan fiction. Because of that one fucking line. So that's how I got Wesker's Conquest, and ultimately how I got the relationship together. It comes from literally that line. But I attach myself to lines, and I remember lines really well. But like I like that they did that. It was good. It was just like some weird shit that I'm like I don't necessarily agree with, but I'm just like whatever. It's fine. It's still the best video game adaptation I think we will ever have because they understood their assignment. They didn't come in my face with some dumb fucking assignment that nobody fucking asked for, coming and doing all this stupid shit that they love to do because they're trying to. I don't know what the fuck they be trying to do when they do these adaptations. Is they're always fucked in some form or fashion, and I'm just like, what the? Okay, but this was actually really good, and I'm like, blasted my. I mean, I'm not because the guy who created it and wrote it and directed it and all that other good shit, he was a part of it, but uh, it was good. It's just some of the artistic license stuff I don't understand why we went down those avenues. So I guess I ain't gonna front. I am not gonna watch season 2. Hold on. I think I was just starting to talk about season 2 because I know there's going to be a season 2. And since they left the end of season 1 where Joel kills the surgeon, I swear to God, I saw somebody let's play or live. I know I saw somebody once play The Last of Us and not kill the surgeon. He just takes Ellie, but that's neither here nor there. That's one of those things I saw once. Like that dude I watched a live stream. He was playing The Evil Within, and that one lad, not the last villain, but the one in the sewer. Some boy had punched that thing to death, and I was on the fucking floor. Neither here nor there. It was one thing I saw one time, and I can't tell you where I saw it, and I don't think I'll ever see that again. But in the show, and a lot of people in the game, they kill that dude, and that's Abby's dad. And in the show, he leaves 2 nurses alive. So I know they're gonna go into the Abby story. I can't do it. I will not do it. I am not watching that. I am categorically not watching the sequel. I mean, the second season because I can't do it. I can't do this. I can't go down this road with you people with that one. That one was so fucked up. And I'm like, and my husband's like, no, they might do it better because then they could make it better. And I'm just like, I can't do it. And then there's that stubborn part of me that I do not know Abby's story at all. And I kind of like being that level of stubborn where I'm like, fuck that. I don't ever really want to know what the fuck went on with her story. It has been, what, 2-3 years? I don't want to know that story. If I wanted to know that story, I would have looked by now. I refuse. It is a refusal. I'm not going to look. So I can't do this with the season 2 bit. I can't. I mean, it's gonna be good. I can't watch it. I can't do it. They just fucked it up. They fucked it up. They made Ellie such a shithead, and I'm assuming that was because Joel was always such a shithead. They actually softened up Joel. I don't really have any hard feelings about that. I'm just kind of like, why? But it makes sense. So whatever. But I can't. I can't do it with. I can't do the Abby bit. I can't go down Abbey Road with y'all. And I know there's a real road, but I can't go down Abbey Road. Fuck that road. Fuck that road with a rusty dildo. I can't go down it. So that's all I have, and it's good. If you want to watch it. Just kind of. I'm not gonna say. It's not even about expectations. Just watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it and you played the game, it is worth a watch. They are going to change things. They do take some artistic licenses, but for the most part, 3 complaints that weren't like, one was a minor, one was I don't know how I feel, and the other was like the worst one. And if that's the worst they have to offer, it's still not that bad. But just watch it, cause like it's not. It's very good. It's really good. It's just, as somebody who knows that game in and out, it's just some of the things they did was just kind of like, but why though? So that is all I have, and I don't even know. And I look tired as hell. I need to go take a nap somewhere. So until next time.